Hey, how y'all doing? Faith-based workplace, Solomon Savoy, my lovely wife Shannon Savoy here, North Free Living. Introduce yourself. What you want to talk about?
We're talking about signs of a toxic relationship. I'm Shannon Savoy. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to do the church announcements today. So I'm
No.
Shannon Savoy, wife of Solomon Savoy, owner of Narc Free Living, where we also talk about narcissist abuse. And I help survivors out or victims turn into survivors and help them out of narcissist abuse. We discuss biblical strategies and the biblical and sometimes psychological perspective on narcissist abuse. So together we help break the chains of narcissist abuse.
Right. So yeah, we don't have to go through that now. We're gonna get right into this message because I think this is a good message talking about. Let me put it on the screen. Signs of a toxic relationship. Before we get started, I do want to thank all the VIPs for being part of the channel. If you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, you're missing out. Like my wife just said, subscribe to the channel, support on North Free Living. Also subscribe to Faith-Based Workplace by clicking that little thumbs up.
Yes. I gotta get some levels.
It's just the app.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. What we're gonna do, we're gonna break down signs of toxic relationship, and then we also, we'll close it out with, showing signs of a loving relationship, because you need to know the difference. I think sometimes we get confused on what's toxic and what's not, and if you don't know, you think toxic is love, and you think love is toxic, and guess what? It's not.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is. You don't know because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. If you're raised in a family that's always toxic, that's what you think is love, and that's not love. So let's break this down. So we're gonna go back and forth with this one. Again, thank y'all for being here. Hit the like button. Oh, share this out as well. Share this out and be on the lookout for the book club. I'll be posting that in the coming week or so. Does Your Tongue Need Healing by Derek Prince. We're doing chapter 2 through 5. You can still read the, chapter 1. We already did chapter 1, but look out for that on the community tab, and we will be doing that in the coming weeks. All right, thank you. So the first one we're going to discuss is isolation. What you want to talk about with that one?
I guess we'll kind of start. I guess before we even go to isolation, we'll talk about like how do you enter these relationships. So, it starts off. We always talk about the love bombing. Not telling the truth. Love bombing. So that gets you in that euphoric state where it prepares you for all the other forms of abuse. So that's usually how narcissists get in there, and it can be a narcissistic friendship or whatever. It's just a toxic relationship, but it starts out with them, giving you a sense of validation. So they get you used to the oxytocin. They get you used to their validation and wanting their opinion on things. And then before you know it, then, a lot of times comes to the devaluing stage and them, doing different things. And then comes the isolation, and they don't want anybody else's opinion of you or opinion to matter to you. They want their opinion, what they think about you, their thoughts about you, their validation. They want you to want it at all costs. So yeah, so then the isolation comes, so they don't want you around other people, and that'll look like them kind of turning you away from your circle and people around you, your friends. They'll usually start, like, if there's somebody around you that recognizes or that is discerning, or something that they may be picking up on something, they'll usually try to isolate you from that friend. Or even if it's a minister or people that you watch online, they'll try to get you to stop watching, or you to turn away from them, because that's actually your help. So
right. And we've seen that before, where people come to our channel, especially on Shannon channel, usually women, they'll come to a channel, watch the channel, and then a husband or a boyfriend be like, why are you watching her? Well, guess what?
Right.
Guess what? It's a reason why you watch it. It's a reason why they're telling you not to watch. So just pay attention. That's all part of the isolation state. Because think about it, you getting your healing from a Narc Free Living or a faith-based workplace, and this person don't want you to get healed, that doesn't add up. That math doesn't math. That's a red flag, a huge red flag. Anybody that's not abusive or not toxic, they're going to push you along to get your healing. So they're trying to stop you from getting your healing. That's that isolation stage, especially if it's as simple as watching some videos. I mean, why is that bothersome to you? But it is with certain people.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the next one. These are not in no particular order, but it's just some of the things. And obviously, it's more, but we're just going through. financially unstable.
Yeah. The narcissist wants you like dependent on them, or either they're highly dependent on you. Like there's like, there's no one size fits all. We've seen a myriad of, from the lower spectrum to like the higher spectrum. But most often in these circles and in this community, we often see where the person is dependent upon the narcissist. Right. So much so that they can't even leave the narcissist. So the narcissist will usually get them in some type of legal contract, like they'll move into their apartment or their home quickly. And then, a lot of cases when you receive mail, in some states where you receive mail there for 30 days, like that person legally has to be removed. So it's like squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights and all that.
Right. Yeah. So some of them, they know, this is what they do. They're like homosexual. So a lot of them will just go from one person's couch to the next person or the next person's place to stay. So a lot of times they try to get you, in on your lease or buy a home with you or something like that. They want you dependent upon them. They'll like get on your phone contracts or get you on theirs. The whole goal of all of those things is to, when you get ready to leave or you think about leaving, you think twice, because now you have to jump through all these hoops to just leave. And a lot of people are financially dependent upon a narcissist for income, and they love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of strings attached. I've seen this firsthand as well. Like she was saying with the homes, or even a rental home or whatever, or what is called when you buy them timeshares.
Oh,
timeshares is another one.
Right.
Don't get in a timeshare with for one, don't get a timeshare because I think it's just not smart to get in one. But if you with a narcissistic person, they want to trap you and stuff like that, like timeshares. And guess what? It's only one or two ways it ends. Either you go pay for it or they go pay for it. Now they don't care if they don't pay for it, unless if they financially stable and they want you dependent on them, then yeah, they'll do it. But usually they don't want you to, to be able to do stuff like that. So you gotta look at stuff like that: timeshares, cars, homes. Don't purchase a home with these people. And you know what? Stop purchasing homes with people that you're not married to. How about that?
Right.
How about that? I don't know if that's toxic, but that's not smart. I'm not gonna call it dumb, but that's just not smart. You purchase a home with your boyfriend or girlfriend, that's not your
right. Okay. Right.
That just don't make sense to me. That's all I'm saying. I don't know where that came from, but stop purchasing homes. If that's your boyfriend or girlfriend, that just don't do it. Wait till y'all get married legally, and that's the man for you. God sent that man or that woman, or you didn't prayed about it and went to church, and y'all didn't went through church counseling or even regular counseling. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Because what's going to happen? You gonna be watching this video again, but like, yeah, they did say something about that.
Right. And then that's a good point. And I'm trying to get you like to co-sign cars.
Yeah.
Do that.
No. Please don't.
And I'm talking about parents. I'm talking about children. Yeah. You just have to be careful with co-signing for anybody. Yeah. If you can't afford it, if they're not on it, or if they stop paying, can you afford it? Can you afford to take on their note? Because then it becomes a liability. And it can hurt your credit and stuff like that. But they will jack up your credit.
Oh, yeah,
they will jack up your credit, because a lot of times theirs is already jacked up, so they don't care about that stuff. And they'll get you on like cell phone bills. The goal is just to get you in a contract. That's the goal. Any type of contract, where it makes you legally binding. And if you default on it, now the onus is on you. The narcissist wants that for you, or either on the opposite end, before we go to the next one, sometimes they get you to stop working and nothing is in your name. You don't have anything else. You don't have any bank account. You don't have, like, I've seen people like they have to cash, like every cash app is in their husband's name. Their social media is in their husband's name. And of course, this could be man or woman, but it's like no sense of autonomy. Everything is tied up in this person. So it becomes unhealthy. So they don't even have credit established in their name, or, just things in their name that a normal functioning person would have. Everything is in their spouse's name.
Yeah. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Yeah. Especially if it's your boyfriend. Don't have it in your boyfriend name, please.
Especially. Yeah.
All right. Next one, we have emotional roller coaster. Emotional roller coaster. Yeah. I mean, we talk about toxic relationships, you're going to be on an up and down, just like a roller coaster. You ever rode a roller coaster, go ups and down, winds and turns, through the water, back up, high, stop. You're like, oh, it's over. Then it come crashing back down. That's how the relationship is. You're all over the place. So you got to understand, when you're with a toxic person, and notice we're not saying narcissistic. It's just a toxic relationship. They don't have to be narcissistic to be toxic, but we know people that's narcissistic are toxic, but you get that. But the point is, in these relationships, you're gonna be, you're gonna be crying one day. Matter of fact, it's like Louisiana weather. Louisiana will always say, when you packing, just bring a lot of clothes, because it might be raining that morning, might be hot during the noontime, it might be freezing cold at nighttime. That's how your relationship is. It might start off you crying, that's the rain. In the midday, it's hot, so it's heated. Y'all didn't call the cops. By nighttime, y'all making love. What the heck just happened? All in one day? We ain't even do 20. But I'm just saying, if it's a toxic relationship and you have those emotional soul ties and sexual soul ties with this person, that's kind of what you're dealing with on a daily basis. Can you imagine waking up on a Monday, you crying because of what you argued about last night, and then by noon they might apologize, or maybe it didn't heat it to where you mad, y'all not talking to each other, and you gotta leave the house, and then by nighttime y'all making love. What is that?
Right, but that's what narcissists do. Right. They'll because they want you on that what's I gonna say, that emotional roller coaster. Yeah. So you walking on eggshells 1 minute, and a lot of times when you walk in codependency, you just want peace. And so you'll do anything to get that peace. So a lot of times you'll find yourself apologizing for things that they did wrong. Yeah. So they could cheat, like someone is talking about, they could cheat, they could do whatever, and then you find yourself after an argument about them cheating, now they want to have sex with you as if it never happened.
It's that makeup sex. Don't do it.
Right. It's
drama.
Right. It's full of drama. So you just have to look out for stuff like that, because that's just to keep you in that cycle, in that emotional and the psychological cycle or physical cycle of abuse. So yeah, it's no peace in that. It's not going to be any peace in anything that God did not ordain for you. You're not going to have peace in it.
Right. So next on the list, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all have experienced some of these, or probably all of these, sleep deprivation. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. I mean, sleep deprivation goes right in hand with like the depression, with the gaslighting, the manipulation. All of that is like a demonic like Molotov cocktail, designed to get you operating in the fog, in the fear, the obligation, and guilt. And so it just keeps your mind from being functional, because your mind cannot function when you're in like a high stress state. Our bodies were not meant physiologically to operate like that at a high state. So then when you add the arguments, there's going to be arguments, or the silent treatment, and then the sleep deprivation. You cannot function long term like that before your body starts to break down. Right. This is where you see people with cancers and barrenness and illnesses begin to set in their body, because now their body is operating at a high stress level, which God did not ordain or design for our bodies to operate like that. So the sleep deprivation, we're both military. That's like a psychological warfare tactic. Like even in the military, like you have to get rest. Like, I'm tired now. When you don't get rest, your body feels that. But with a narcissistic relationship, there's no peace in it. And sleep deprivation, they'll start arguments with you in the midnight hour, in the witching hour, just to deprive you of peace.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head on that one. They love this sleep deprivation.
They do.
They don't care if you got to be to work at 6 a.m. They gonna argue with you till 5:30 a.m. Matter of fact, 5:59. Yeah, whatever time y'all leave for work, they argue. You know what I'm saying? And then some of y'all on the phone with them driving to work, arguing with them still. So you at work stressed out, talking, calling people out their name. You mad because of what they're doing at home, and that's kind of what they want. So understand what these people do in these toxic relationships. So let's move on. We got a lot to cover, so we won't have a lot of time, but we want to make sure we get all these in. Depression is another one. Depression, if you look at the ones we already said, isolation. When you isolated and you don't have nobody to talk to but a narcissist or a toxic person,
Good luck.
You financially unstable, like she said earlier. You know, and I mentioned this. We was talking about this last night. You have to understand when somebody comes in. I seen this happen firsthand. Somebody comes in and say, you know what? I want you to stop working. I want to pay for your school. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep working, but you can still pay for my school. How about that? Because what happens is you stop working and you let them pay for your school. You in school for a 4-year degree. Well, 4 years. Nobody remember what you used to do. Your resume gonna be all out of whack, like she said. So you have to understand that. So depression gonna start to set in when you try to get back into the blue collar workforce or whatever you want to call it, because you can't get a job because your work history. Oh, it's been 4, 5, 6 years since you worked, 10 years since you worked, and then you're getting depressed. But you're already depressed because you were this jolly joke over here that's evil and got you going through sleep deprivation and all these other things. So what you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, because you start to get sad and just downloaded with regrets, right? Because you put your life in somebody else's hands.
Right.
It wasn't God's hands. You put all of your all of your eggs in a basket with a narcissist, and it's never going to pay off. So now you're living with regret, depression, and like I said, all the other signs. So yeah, I mean, depression will set in because now you don't see a way out. Now you're feeling hopeless. You're feeling hopeless. Now that's what the enemy wants for you. Now there's hope. No matter how bad you've messed it up, no matter how bad you've gone. We're going to talk about that at the end. But the narcissist wants you in a state of hopelessness where you feel like you don't see a way out.
Right.
They want you right there.
Y'all liking this? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I know y'all liking this.
Yeah, and what did you see? Like, if we're talking about these signs, tell us if you saw this while you were going through this.
Right. Yeah. Each one just say I witnessed this or seen this or whatever. And we're gonna make this a video premiere today, so we'll be in the chat as well as this video playing. The next one is get you addicted. What you mean when you say get you
addicted to? Okay.
Several different things. We gotta it's
clean it up. Okay, clean it up. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they get you addicted to sex.
Yes.
They get you addicted to drugs and alcohol, and a lot of times that is already working in biologically in our family, in our bloodlines, or generationally in our bloodline. So there's generational addictions. And then when that's in your system, it's just waiting for the opportunity and for the right spirit to connect with your spirit. So now that thing can come to the full manifestation or the addiction can come to the full manifestation, and that demon can represent itself in your life. So addictions, sex addictions, porneia addictions. I always say narcissists come with hidden addictions, gambling addictions, and a lot of times, a lot of survivors spend their lives, they spend 10, 20, 30, 40 years battling a narcissist addiction. They don't know that person's a narcissist. Now, and I always say, and I heard Dr. Romney say something like this, now I've been saying this for years, right? Not all narcissists are physically abusive, but all abusers are narcissistic.
Right.
You have to be totally narcissistic to abuse someone. You have to be totally narcissistic to get somebody else hooked on you or on a drug or something else. That is total narcissistic behavior. Right. So porn, I mean, all kind of things they'll get you addicted to.
Right. We again, put down in the chat if you've been through this, through addiction, being with a narcissistic person or a toxic person. Just put it down in the chat. This is some good stuff. Some good stuff.
Before we go, I want you to like that movie. We just watched the movie Code 8, and talk about like it was this part. Now this psychic, and they all had like special powers in the movie. If you could talk about that scene where the psychic was leeching off the girl that was the healer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a part 2 of Code 8. It's on Netflix. Good movie if you're into sci-fi and stuff like that, but it kind of shows you kind of what's going on with this world, like the robotic dogs and cops. They already have these robotic dogs. But anyway, on this scene with Shannon talking about the lady, they're trying to erase the young child memory of her brother, and by them holding hands, they was basically just pulling. It's sort of like narcissist supplies. So they have you by the grips or hand or whatever, and they just basically pulling supply out of you. So they was doing the same thing to that little girl, and I guess in the scene, she was just more powerful. So just think about it like this: child of God, the demon across the woman looked demonic. So the demon tried to get what God had for her and couldn't do it. It tried, but at the end, it couldn't happen. So you have to understand, when you with a narcissist or a toxic person, they're trying to suck you dry. They're trying to take everything they can out. So it's another addiction, because you're addicted to them. Through everything she just said, the sex and porn, all that stuff. They have you watching porn together. Y'all watching it together. Think it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. So they have you addicted to just them. You know, so you have to understand that, they, oh yeah, my love sign is, they say physical touch and all. Okay, yeah, that's cool, but you ain't got to touch me all the time either. You know what I'm saying? And then you touch me, but when you touch me, you're not praying for me. So there's that. So just understand that as well.
Yeah. So they leeching off you. They're the parasite.
Yeah.
And you're the host. You're feeding them, but they get you to think that you need them and addicted to them. So yeah.
Right. So next we go cover, again, if y'all been through this, just put it down in the chat if you led to. Physically abusive.
Domestic violence is domestic abuse. I went through that. Strangulation, all kind of different things, hitting and fighting and
biting.
Right. All of that is physical. It is domestic.
Scratching
abuse.
your back and face, talking about I love you. What?
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Right. And that's men and women. Because I've seen some women, they think because they're the weaker vessel that it's okay for them to get in a man's face. It's okay for them to push men and different things. It's wrong. That man is still a man. You understand me, women? You will find out. I don't care if he's gay. I don't care what it is. If he, and a lot of narcissists are gay. All right. I don't know if that's one of my things, but a lot of them are, right? So I don't care if it's a man, he can harm you. Don't think, oh, he would never, I got control over him. You can't control people like that. But a lot of narcissists, men and women, are physically abusive. They will do things when they can't control you, or they're losing control, or they want to have control over you. It will turn to rage and wrath. Or they may not hit you, or they'll punch walls or punch holes in the door. They'll tear your stuff up. Things that you love, they will try to mess up, because that's the mind of Satan, to try to take what you love or harm what you love. They'll harm your animals. They'll harm your children. Anything that they can, tear up and abuse, anything that you love, they want to destroy. And that includes you. They'll try to destroy you and put their hands on you.
Right. Everything she just said. I mean, just think about it. And we always got to say this. I don't know why, but we got to say it. Men and women are physically abusive. So it's not just a one-sided thing. I know people come in, why they always talking about men? Why they always talking about women? We talk about both. So just because we get in a time frame of 20 minutes, we talk about just women. Guess what? We talk about men. Go watch some of my old videos. We talk about both. We're a man and woman. So obviously we talk, man, come on now. But anyway, so physically abusive, So just understand what you're dealing with, when you're in these situations. And a lot of people always ask, last time I say on this part, they always say, well, he's abusive or she's abusive. Do you think they would change? Yeah, they're gonna keep abusing you. It's gonna get worse. And if they only pushing you right now, well, it's gonna get the punching. That punching gonna get the choking. That choking gonna get to, I'm going with that.
Right.
So just think about, the levels of this. It might have said, well, only hit me once. Yeah, well, once gonna turn into 2 and 3 and 4 and
or they start abusing you in other ways, or they'll if you get a restraining order, and if you can get a restraining order, if they have hit you or harmed you, or you feel threatened, or they're stalking you, get a restraining order if you can, or go under the radar, get far away from them as you can. And then another form that's not physical abuse, but it is emotional abuse, is cheating. That is emotional and psychological abuse. When someone is a pathological liar or a pathological cheater, that is betraying your trust, betrayal trauma, and broken heart. I mean, those are real aspects to abuse. So those things are not normal. I know society has made it normalized, like, oh, everybody cheats. That's a lie from the pits of devil hell. Everybody does not cheat. That is not a normal part of a relationship. And a lot of these times, people normalize them as if it's okay, and it's not okay, and it's not normal. It's dysfunctional.
Right. So the next one we have jealousy. You know, you see men and women that are jealous. How you married to the person? Are you jealous of their achievements? That doesn't even make sense. In my mind, I don't even understand how that works. So quick example. Shannon has almost she's coming around to 90,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? She's getting close to it. So wouldn't that be crazy for me to be jealous of my wife because she's at 90,000, I'm only at wherever I'm at? It doesn't make sense. But people are like that. The husband or the wife are jealous. I'm just using that as a small example. Or let's say we both real estate agents. Let's say she get the first home that's at $1 million plus. Wow, it's coming to the same household. I mean, but people are like, oh man, you know, that's my wife, but you know, she thinks she's better than me because she got the first. But that's something that's within them. Whenever somebody say you think you better than me, and I ain't never did nothing to, you know what I'm saying, boast or brag. Nah, that's something in you. So pay attention to what people are saying and what they're doing. Yeah. When you start posting, that's why I say I'm not really, I don't post like trips and all that stuff on so that's just not my thing. But I know some people when they post this stuff, Shannon know what I'm talking about. Certain people in your family will just stop talking to you. And you trying to figure out why this person ain't talking to me anymore. When you start getting to the root cause, remember that where you get to the root cause, you start figuring out, well, they was talking to me first, you know, they was liking all my stuff on Facebook and Instagram. Then all of a sudden, zilch, go back to the last post you did. Oh, I posted a trip when I went to Dubai. Or I posted a trip when I went to South Africa. And all of a sudden, so then you begin to question, and just ask God to show you, begin to question, like, are they jealous because I went on a trip?
Right.
And it'd be like that. It'd be like that. So you have to understand the people that's around you. It's not always husband and wives. It's mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters. They just stop talking to you because you and your husband or you and your wife or just you by yourself if you single doing stuff that they want to do. And because you post on social media, they jealous of you instead of supporting you. That's one thing we talked about yesterday. One thing I can't stop doing is supporting other people. Yeah. Now, have I got burnt by it? Yeah, I have. But is that going to stop me from supporting people? No, I'm still going to call out, you know, certain channels or certain businesses or whatever. That's just in me. So I'm not going to let one or two bad apples stop me from being me. I'm not jealous of anybody. If somebody's further along me, hey, a win is a win. I'm supportive. I pray for you and just being patient and waiting on my time. What you think?
Yeah, those are such good points. You want a supportive spouse or family or friends. And if your circle is not hyping you up, come on. If your circle is not hyping you up, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. Ooh, you know, cage. So you want to watch people around you when you start winning, because for a season, especially when you go through narcissist abuse, you're going to be down. And then the more you get in God, the more you get away from these toxic relationships, you're going to start overcoming things. And then some people are only like you at the level where they can reach you. And when they feel that you've surpassed that level, whatever level they have for you in their mind, they become jealous and envious of you for where you are and just the light inside of you. And it could even not be, you know, trips or anything. It could just be the light of God that is inside of you that they see. And they don't want other people to see it. So usually they start lying on you. But jealous, I've been in situations where if you look nice, you know, I've seen a lot of situations where people, they look nice and now the narcissist starts nitpicking their looks and they make it seem, especially religious people. You have to watch religious people. They'll, it's a sin to wear this and it's a sin to wear that. Now I'm talking about you're already modest, you know, and so you have to be careful. It's different types of jealousy. It's women on women jealousy. It's women on men jealousy. It's men on men jealousy. And it's men on women jealousy. So it could be it's family jealousy. So it comes in so many different dynamics. I've had family be jealous of me. Like you said, what's one of the things they say? You think you better than me. And I'm like, all I have done is support you. Just like he said, like all we do, how we are here are the same way that we are in real life. We support people. So we don't know what it is when people don't support people. Like, it just doesn't register in our mind. Like you said, have we got burnt from that? Yes. But can we stop being who we are because of that? No, because it's just inherently who we are, you know? So yeah, you can't stop being you because somebody is jealous of you. You just can't, because they're going to be jealous of you whether your light is big or whether your light is small. And a lot of people, they start playing small to accommodate the jealousy. No, baby, shine. You're going to get all of this. If you're jealous, that's your problem.
Right.
That's your problem if you're jealous.
Load it up.
Right. Shots
Load it
fired.
up.
That's their problem to deal with. It does not mean that you stop being who you inherently are. If somebody else can't handle you at full capacity, you let them show.
Right. Right. So what we're saying out of this whole thing with the jealousy thing and then everything else we discussed so far, don't stop being you and don't let people control you. Remember, control is witchcraft. So jealousy, if you think about it, it's a form of witchcraft. It's just coming to me right now. And the reason why I said it is because them men jealous of you, like what she just said, if you dim your light, or well, I'm not going to do this because people go think, well, now you're letting the jealousy of them control you, which is witchcraft. No, like she said, Sean, baby, be you. Be you. Because you like, well, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy that car because people go think, no, if God bless you with the money to go afford that car or afford that home or get your hair done or nails or clothes or whatever, take the trips, whatever. Eat at the steakhouse and that's what you're doing. Man, don't worry about them people, man. Right. If they keep saying, hey, you think you better, hey, well, hey, that's what you think. Hey, I guess you believe it. I don't think that way, but hey, it is what it is.
Right. That's good. That's good about control. It's exactly what it's witchcraft.
Right. So now we're going to close out with basically what is love in a relationship. We discussed the first half about a toxic relationship. So we're going to discuss some things of what is love. We got a couple, a few Bible scriptures as well. So we're going to talk about what is love in a relationship. So the first one, again, in no particular order. Again, if you know this or been through this or witnessed this or felt this or whatever, just comment in the chat. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're a new subscriber. Make sure you subscribe to Shannon channel as well. And then, let's get into this one. So, loves God and worships God.
Yeah, that's got to be number one.
Got to be number one.
If they don't love God or they're blaspheming God, or, like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Marriage was founded by God to be in his image. So if they don't love God, what are you doing? You have to love God, first of all. Because if you don't love God and you're in idolatry, you'll get with someone else who does not love God because God is not number one to you. Right. When God's not number one to you, you'll find a narcissist because you're in idolatry. So you have to first love God, and then your partner will be reflective of that. But they have to love God and worship God, and not just have religion, but have a relationship.
And I want to talk about something real quick. I know we coming close on time, but when I was driving back, Shannon had let me listen to what's his name? When talking about Russell Wilson in this area.
Tony Gaskins.
Yeah, Tony Gaskins. He was talking about Russell Wilson and Sierra. So once I listened to the whole thing in its entirety, it fits right here. Love God and worship God. See, Russell Wilson, from what you see on the outside looking in, loves God and worship God. Sierra, I'm gonna leave that there. You read in between the lines. I don't know. They talk a good game and say some stuff, and I'm not about to bash Sierra or Russell. But the point is, when you're a husband and wife team. See, when Shannon out doing stuff, she's not out there like what Tony Gaskins was saying. She's not out there, showing all her butt and her breasts. It's just not how we operate. I'm not out there, hitting on women. It's just not how we operate. So if you really love God and worship God, it don't matter if your spouse there or not. It should be the same. It doesn't matter if your friends looking or not. It should be the same. So just look at Russell Wilson and Sierra relationship for what it is. And we can name a bunch of celebrities. Just look at the relationship for what it is, and then really pay attention to everything. Don't just look at it from, Russell got money and Sierra got the bag. That's just looking at the surface level of their relationship. Look at it for more. Look at it for what Russell Wilson does when he talk about God and putting Bible verses up, and then look at what Sierra doing when she pop locking and bouncing her butt up, and I heard she have neck. I ain't see this stuff. I'm just telling you what Tony Gaskins was talking about. Look at that, and then you tell me, is that a good representation of someone that loves God? I'm talking about on Sierra's side. That loves God and worship God. I would say no.
That's a good point. And somebody who loves God is not going to partner with witches for prayer. They're not going to partner with witches on their songs and on their albums.
Right.
You can't give God lip service. Say I love God. Be married to a man or woman of God, but then partnering with witchcraft. And you're not going to find a woman who loves God, right. A woman who loves God and serves God in spirit and truth. You're not going to be twerking. And I'm all for a good girls' night, but you're not going to find me in the club on the dance floor on all fours. No, absolutely not. I can't stand that movement. I can't stand that movement where we got to twerk wherever we go.
Wherever you go. Restaurant, twerking. Hotel, twerking. convention,
Street,
twerking.
in the middle of the
church,
street.
right after church, twerk. How you twerking right after church?
That's where we are.
That's where we at.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next
Yeah.
one. Y'all look at again. If you witness this, hey, just put it down in the chat. I know some of y'all might have just stepped on some of y'all too. I love roasted. Okay. Oh well, I said what I said.
Yeah.
The person gonna be loving. So we were talking about love God and worship God, but they're gonna be loving towards you. You know, we know that narcissists and people that are toxic, they not really loving. Buying gifts is not love. Now, some people I get it. They love sign is give. Okay, I get that. But is that really? No, that's not. So just understand what love really is. Again, like we said earlier, you have to know what love is for yourself to get love from another person or give love to another person, however you want to look at that. What you want.
Yeah, and they have to love. It goes back to the first one. They have to love God in order to be loving. That's a fruit of this.
Right.
You know, that's a fruit of the spirit. You know, so
Right.
if they're loving, if they love God, they're going to be loving towards you.
Good. First Bible verse, Romans 12, 9 through 11. Let love be genuine. So it shouldn't have no strings attached and all this other stuff, everything we discussed. It shouldn't be where they say they love you and it's a but. You ever heard somebody say, I love you, but what that mean? That don't mean nothing. Every time Shannon, I say, I love you, and we keep moving. It's not, I love you, but you know what? If you would do this, I would love you a little bit more. What does that even mean? That's what this is.
Right. Red flag.
Red flag. So pay attention to what you think about love. Just the first part, let love be genuine. I mean,
let love be genuine. Like when you love somebody, it's gonna come from the heart. Just like you said, it's not gonna be any strings attached. And you just love them with the love of God that's in your heart. There's no ulterior motive. They don't love you because you buy them a house. They don't love you because you do things for them. They just love you because of the essence of who you are, because you're God's child. Yeah. And then they abhor what is evil. When you love God, you're not gonna like what's evil.
Nah. Love, it's like oil and water can't exist. Love and evil not going to exist in the same household. I know y'all try to do it, not y'all on this live, but some people try to do it. They try to get with a narcissist, and because they got money, because they got fame, because they look this way, because they've been taken care of, they loving the narcissist evil. They try to make it work. It never works. Even though I know they post stuff on Instagram about how they done made it and they millionaire, it's not working in the household. Look at all the stories when you're seeing when these people supposed to be in loving marriages and they end up divorced. Talk about Hollywood and all these celebrities or whatever. It goes on to say, hold fast to what is good. This is good. So hold fast to it. So to hold fast, not y'all, I'm talking about me.
Right.
Love one another with brotherly affection. So not evil intentions, not strings attached to it, not I love you, but it say with brotherly affection. I didn't see the last part. Outdo one another in showing honor. Do not be slothful in zeal. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. It's a good Bible scripture. So we almost done. So the next one is kindness.
Yeah.
Like love.
I always say I'm not nice, but I'm kind. That's the fruit of the spirit.
Right.
I'm kind. Now I will tell you something. I will give you a rebuke, just like hello. It's like I can accept a rebuke, but I'm not nice. I'm kind. Nice people are phony. Nice people are usually people pleasers. Nice people are usually chameleons. But I am kind. I am kind. I will be kind, but I will also tell you something too. Yeah.
So basically what she just said, for me to say it my way, like Solomon way, I'm kind, but kindness has a limit on it. What I mean by that is I'll be nice to you and whatever, but like she said, I'll tell you something. It's the same way. So it's a line that you can cross with even a kind person or a caring person. So just understand it. Just because we Christian or Christ follower, people think you want to tell me. I'm still to tell you something in a loving, kind way.
Right, and that means you have to have boundaries.
Yeah, you have to have boundaries.
Because people will, in relationships or friendships, whatever, people will try to run over you and they will try to take advantage of your kindness, and they think that kindness is a weakness. Right. So yeah. Right.
So next, patience. We practice patience in our relationship. And then with any relationship I have, whether it's personal or professional, I try to practice patience, because some people not on my level, I'm not on some of their levels. So you have to practice patience, especially in a relationship of a husband and a wife, or even a mother and daughter, however it is, you want to practice patience. So the person is not patient and they hurry up, go. I don't do that hurry up, go. Like, hold on, let me think about what you just said. Let me process this, because I'm not about to sit there and make a rash decision based off of something that you want to do, because that's gonna get us both messed up. Think about that. So you running out there, let's just go in there and do it. Nah, they got shooters in there.
Yeah.
How about we plan this out? We don't just go to war and just go out there and be like, hey, we're going to go over there and just attack them. Okay, what's the game plan? That ain't a plan. That's just saying what we about to do. How we going to get over there? Are we going to flank them from the left or the right? Do we have a backup crew? It's just us four? I mean, we calling this support? Or we go fire mission first? I mean, what you going to do first? So it's the same thing with any kind of relationship. Or you go pray first, or you just going in there just love, that show Love is Blind. You just going in there blind talking about, yeah, that's him. That's my man.
Right.
You don't know him?
Right. No, that's good. That's good. And to be totally honest, Solomon has taught me a lot of patience. He's from the beginning, he's always been very patient with me, with our kids. He's just been very patient. And so I've learned that now I'm patient with him in some areas. And I will say we balance each other out.
Right.
That's that compatibility that you're looking for. For one, we're both in tune with the Holy Spirit even before we met one another. And then when we come together, even more so, our lives begin to really bear the fruits of the Spirit. So he's always been patient with me. Now, some areas he need work, some areas I need work, but we work together instead of apart. So,
right. Thank y'all for being here for this long.
Yeah.
Next Bible verse, we'll go through this one. Matthew 19:5. You want to read that one?
Yes. And said, therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. That means keep your family out of your business.
Keep your family out your business. Don't tell them nothing.
Now, if you've been abused, you need to tell somebody. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Another one that we thought about was supportive. It goes back to what I was saying, being the opposite of jealousy. You supportive. I'm supportive of my wife having, y'all see me in that live. She my moderator. I'm her moderator. That's part of being supportive. She a real estate agent, so I try to do all I can, and we trying to push even more to do that. It's supportive. It's not just with business things. It's just regular things. I need to talk to you about this. Yeah. Okay, let's sit down and talk about having a conversation. So if you have a person that's not supportive of you and your dreams,
and that's wife or husband, I'm supportive of him.
Right.
We're just supportive because that's how you are when you're in God.
Right.
So yeah, you have to have somebody, especially you're in ministry, you're in business. You can't have a hater, a partner, a circle that hate you, that are your biggest haters instead of your biggest supporters. Right. You have to have some people, and people, if they don't support you, God will remove them or he will reveal it to you. And it's your responsibility to either, you can keep it going or you can remove them.
Right. Next Bible verse, and we're almost done. This is Romans 13:8-10. Owe no one anything except to love each other, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. We can just stop right there, really, if we wanted to, because when you think about love and God and how everything worked, what Jesus did for us on the cross, and you think about relationships, like we talking about toxic relationship, but now we talking about the loving side of it. Man, look, I want somebody that's go not ride or die, that not that part, but somebody's gonna be there for me. I need to talk to Shannon. We're gonna have a conversation. We'll go talk. We pray. Like something going on at work. Hey, this is going on. Let me put this down. Thing big. I'm trying to put my head up, get over the other thing. Like, hey, let me sit up. But you want to be able to have a prayer war and be like, hey, man, look, this is what's going on. At work with this issue. Okay, let's pray about it. We talk about it, pray about it, and then we move on. Yeah. We keep praying about it, move on, and then next thing I know, things change. So that's the whole. I had to read the whole verse, but again, that was Romans 13:8-10. You know what I'm saying? It's all about love and respect at the end of the day. Yeah. If you're not getting loved and respected, what you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? If there's no peace, if there's no God, like why are you there?
Right. And then this last part, well, not the last part, second to last. You want somebody, like I just alluded to, that's gonna pray for you, not pray on you. PREY.
Right.
What you think about that?
Yeah, if somebody can't cover you, if your husband, your family, your friends can't cover you, and I know there are different people are at different levels. I'm not saying everybody is at the same level, but to me, prayer is my love language.
Right.
That's a love language to me. When somebody
should be on the love language thing, but it's not. They got touch and buying gifts.
What? Well, acts of service. I am acts of service too, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. Right. You want somebody that can cover you. If you're a woman, you want a man that can pray for you.
Right.
And if he's praying on you, that's a problem. If she's praying on you and not praying for you. Now, some people, they act like they praying, but they PREY. And you have to watch that and be discerning. But you want people around you who will pray and cover you.
Right. And I have nothing really to add on that one. Just understand. If you've been in this situation, again, just put down in the chat right now.
Yeah.
I've been in a situation where they praying on me, P-R-E-Y. They say they was praying for you, but it's P-R-E-Y. Any closing thing before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I mean, you just want God in your relationship, in your friendships, you know, in everything that you do, and your life is going to reflect that. If you stay in a toxic relationship, you are outside of the will of God.
Right.
You are outside of the will of God, and God's word is clear. You know, He's clear on what will happen with people who are in relationships with Jezebel. He is clear on that in the Bible. You get thrown onto a sick bed, right? So you want to make sure that you get out of these, that you examine your relationships. And then if it's not a relationship where God is getting the glory out of it, what are you doing?
Right.
If your relationship or your marriage or your friendships are not there to glorify God and edify one another and exhort and build one another up, build up the kingdom of God, you got to take a long, hard look at that relationship. You might have a situationship, but you don't have a relationship, and you don't have something that's in the will of God.
Get out of those situationships.
Yeah.
Last Bible verse, Psalm 1:1-3, real quick. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked. So if you're around narcissistic people, you're in the counsel of wicked.
Yeah.
You're around evil people. Then it say, nor stands in the way of sinners. We said about boundaries earlier. We're talking about boundaries. This is, to me, this is what these verses are talking about. Boundaries, setting boundaries. Okay, I'm not gonna hang around these people because they do this. I'm not gonna hang around witches because they do this. I'm not gonna boundaries, right? Yeah, nor sits in the seat of the scoffers. Hey, that's the end. What you got going on next?
I'll say, so if you find yourself in something like that, you got to take it to God. You know, it's not His will. You have to examine that. So take it to God. Ask Him, is this the person that you have for me? And then whatever answer He gives you, you know, follow His instructions. But I mean, His word is clear on toxic relationships, on toxic people, right? So you want to examine the fruit. All of our relationships, all of our lives bear fruit. Examine the fruit, discern the root. How did a narcissist get in? And then that will begin your healing process. So, yes.
So what you got going on next?
No. So we'll be back talking about narcissists and demons. We're going to break down demonology and some spiritual warfare. We're going to go deeper into that. So I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Okay, and again, follow Shannon. Let me put her stuff up. Follow Shannon, Narc Free Living on Instagram, on TikTok, everything. So just follow her, especially on YouTube. Check her out. You know, her website as well has phenomenal stuff over there. Check her out. Subscribe to the channel. You'll be blessed. Subscribe to Faith-Based Workplace as well. You'll be blessed. I told you I was going to be doing more videos with us together. So we're just trying to get in what we can with timing, and we'll be doing more videos, of course, throughout the year. And yeah. So thank y'all for being part of this thing. Again, leave comments after the video airs. Leave comments. You know, if you have any comments or questions you want either one of us to answer, leave comments as well. I don't know what I got going on next Wednesday. I got something. I don't even know, but I have a live going on next Wednesday. I'll be back live Wednesday. So check me out.
Book club too.
Yeah, the book club coming up. At some point, I got to do the little thumbnail and.
Well, you already did chapters 1 and 2, right?
No, I only did chapter 1.
Okay.
So we got chapter 2-5 on the book club on.
You got it with me.
My book. I'll put it up there. Oh. Anyway, it's called "Does Your Tongue Need Healing" by Derek Prince. Does Your Tongue Need Healing by Derek Prince. And a question before we get out of here: are y'all buying books? We bought some books the other day. We bought some books.
At Mardell's.
Yeah, Mardell's. Went to the Bible store.
My books up there.
Yeah, I bought some more Derek Prince and John Eckhart books, and I bought another Bible. So that's I ain't gonna say it's my last Bible yet, but I bought another Bible. So yeah, I'm telling you, I'm challenging y'all to buy books. So you're buying books, just it's closing out. Say yes, I bought this book. I got this book in my cart on Amazon or whatever that may look like. But again, thank y'all for being here. God bless you. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, share it out, subscribe to Narc Free Living. Check her out. She usually live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm live every Wednesday, usually at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. God bless y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.
Love and abuse do not coexist.
No.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next time.
I can't find a thing.
Yo, what's the word today? I'm headed over